Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Gemini March 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. And I've done a number of Geminis over the course of the last month for clairvoyant readings. Been fantastic to see you. And if you might be interested to see what is involved in having a clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's below. Now, you'll see that I do charge for clairvoyant readings. They're particularly draining, and I can only do a limited number of them per day as a result. Now, what I also do per day, and I am compelled from within or by the source to also now announce to people all around the world, and this is a good vehicle to do it, that I now will offer the gift of healing to you or somebody else over FaceTime or Skype. I need to be able to see the person. It takes about 15 minutes, sometimes less. I don't sell you anything. I don't recommend products or services. I don't say you should have a reading or anything like that. Now, you can get a healing during a reading, of course, but they're completely disconnected. This is a completely free service that works. Now, I'm required by law in some countries to say that you must also seek medical advice in relation to the thing for which you're seeking healing. And that's sensible anyway, I suppose. But I'll leave it there with you. It doesn't have to be you. As I say, you might just pass it on to somebody else. I'm not judgmental. I don't have any interest. I see thousands and thousands of people a year. I hear the most confidential of things, and I never talk about anything with anybody. To be honest, I forget about everything that I have spoken about with people. It's my way of staying sane. Now, by the way, I'm going out on a date after this. Yes, with a beautiful woman. Well, all women are beautiful, I suppose. But she's an accountant. And but just breathtaking. So I'm obliged. I mean, beautiful women are like kryptonite to me. So I have to do what I have to do. So I'm looking forward to that. Get a glass of wine and something to eat and a few laughs, and I'll leave it at that. Now, what I shall also say is that, well, I think I've covered the main grounds of the things I wanted to talk about. Let's draw 5 cards for you now, shall we? Because 5 is all we need. And then I'll conduct the reading for you, which incidentally has no video advertisements breaking into it, so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted. Now, let's see what there is for you. There is the 6 of Cups. Here is the 9 of Pentacles. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Some very fascinating imagery on these cards. I think you'll agree with that. There's the 4 of Cups when we have a look at it in just a second. And what do we have here? We have the King of Swords. Well, as is our usual practice, why don't you come now, sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Fascinating, fascinating. Now, I'm drawn to these Cups cards over here because they're in that column together. This is the 4 of... What's that saying there? Oh, let's have a look. I think I know what that might be. Now, this is ancient Rome, and it's a lady in ancient Rome. And what she's doing is she's casting a magical spell using 2 objects that are frequently found around the ancient Mediterranean and the ruins of ancient Mediterranean countries, in particular ancient Italy. A figurine which has been pierced with needles, and a curse tablet which he is holding there. Now, although these items were used in a variety of spells, they were frequently used in love curses. And such curses were designed to bind a victim emotionally. And the objects of the curse were often deposited in bodies of water. The lead that the cursed tablet was made from wasn't only just a popular writing material. See, there's lots of inscriptions found on lead things, but it's also heavy, dull, and cold, and therefore symbolic of the emotional binding magic that prevented the victim from feeling any form of love or desire for anybody else other than the magician. But this Four of Cups, I think, if I'm getting this vibe here, is really asking you to bring balance back to the heart, and it indicates a time now to reflect on the emotional self. It presents the opportunity to shift stuck energy. Now, when the Four of Cups shows up, as it has done here in this position, you may be feeling out of sync, uncertain, perhaps apathetic about life, not sure about what action to take. Well, it calls you to reevaluate your present situation, your relationships, and emotional attachments. The key to the Four of Cups is self-reflection, viewing and reevaluating outgrown emotional parts, shifting energies of discontentment to a place of neutrality. The gift of this energy is that it restores emotional balance to you, bringing peace, renewal, and movement. So it is a time, I think, where you must open yourself to the whispers of the soul self and the divine. This isn't a time to make hasty conclusions or decisions, I don't think. Ask yourself, what feels outgrown? What do I need to let go? How do I do that? What will bring more fulfillment to my life? Embrace and trust the cycles of change. Now, this Four of Cups, I think, this month here for you represents one of many cycles in life that brings the gifts of inner cleansing. This card can bring expansion, growth, and emotional stability. The Four of Cups brings the opportunity to open yourself to heart wisdom, thus allowing you to shift and move stuck energy, revitalizing your heart and senses. Now, keeping with the theme of ancient Rome, we have the Six of Cups. Now, in this position, with these other cards around it, this month it has a unique meaning for you. Different often to, well, as you know, the cards have different meanings at different times, depending on how they're placed and the astrology around them. But this card painting here, there are three Roman children performing their own simple version of a rite that they have seen their parents perform. Now, I think that, you see, I did Latin for 8 years as a schoolboy, and so we knew all about ancient Rome. This is the day, I think, of Charistia, and it was celebrated on the 22nd of February. Now, although it was an official festival, it wasn't observed publicly, but rather privately in the home with one's families. Families joined together in order to bring their thoughts back to the sweetness of the living, following the bleak days celebrated in the prior days to this festival where there was memory of the dead. Now imagine, if you will, that there is a warm breeze caressing your face, and familiar feelings of warmth and innocence sweep over you. A sweet memory from your youth makes you smile, bringing happiness to your heart. Well, this energy blesses you with the remembrance of the innocent child you once were, stirring and awakening your inner child. It brings pleasant memories from the past to the present, bestowing gentleness, inner harmony, simple pleasures and happiness, but also signals some inner work, The key to this energy, I think, is integrating the past into the present, healthily, reflecting on the dreams of your youth and where you are now on your life path. The Six of Cups gift reconnects you to your soul purpose and awakening the childlike imagination to future possibilities. Now, this Six of Cups symbolizes, I think, the innocence and imagination of childhood, shining light on your inner child, which may bring up some emotional feelings of sentiment, as well as regret, as we all have from our childhood from time to time, I suppose. But as you grow into adulthood, life becomes more complicated, doesn't it? And you forget the value of life's simplicity. Your focus is directed on the values of the material world, losing sight of how fast life passes by. Well, this six opens the chapters of your life, giving you an opportunity to remember who you were and what you did by unveiling events and choices that brought you to the present. This energy allows you a moment to take everything in and reflect on who you are now and what you have brought into your life. Now, on a karmic level, it can bring insights on your past lives and the awareness of your destiny and soul purpose, or as the Hindus would call it, dharma. It can open your intuition to access information from the common knowledge. This is a remembrance of a gentle and loving time here, when time was innocent and simple. Tap into your youthful memories that made you feel good, happy and strong. Look through the eyes of the child inside you, viewing the wonderment you once saw. Your thinking and attitude about your future may shift to simpler ideas and plans. This Six of Cups energy inspires you to take time to look at old photos, enjoy and reminisce in the memories that bring your heart to different places from the past. This card also signals the reunion of people and things from the past that touched your heart. It reminds you that sincerity, kindness, and generosity are precious gifts. Now, where shall we go next? I think there is a central energy here that's talking about good material welfare for you. This is Lakshmi, I think. Let's have a look. Now, isn't this an interesting picture? Well, the Hindu audience would immediately recognize this because here we have the Hindu goddess Lakshmi, wife of Vishnu, the preserver. Now, the early Hindu texts, known as the Vedas, use Shri, one of her epithets, to represent a quality that encompassed beauty, capability, advantage, glory, and skill. These apply to you now. Later, this term became a goddess, Shri, and was applied to the ruling office of kings, showing its association with inherited power, stability, glory, and wealth. Now, when Shri is spoken of as a goddess, she consists of 10 qualities coveted by other divine beings: food, royal power, universal sovereignty, noble rank, power, holy luster, dominion, wealth, prosperity, and beauty. These are the areas of the life of Sri Lakshmi rules over, coveted by human and divine alike. Now, this Queen of Pentacles in the center of your spread here, I think speaks of the manifestation of material and spiritual wealth. She knows the key to prosperity and health is through love and trust, self-love and self-trust working in unison with respect for the land and all of its inhabitants. Now she cares more for the world of nature than for physical possessions, yet she enjoys the luxuries of the world. And her goal is to share her wealth with others, creating a loving, unified world. Generosity, honesty, passion, and fertility are around here for you. They are all aspects of this queen. She is the most sensual of characters. She symbolizes the physical divine, Mother Nature, and the earthly aspect of the major arcanas, Empress, I suppose. But the Queen of Pentacles is a parent. Well, look, either I'll speak of her as a woman, but the genders are fluid on these. She is a mother, a wife, a sibling, a lover, or a friend that is steadfast, compassionate, and caring for the land and for people. Now, through her love, nurturing, and devotion, she can bring life, beauty, and healing to any barren situations. Now, because she has turned up, she's bringing with her to you the gifts of abundance and material gain. She helps raise your self-esteem by reconnecting to the soul self. The Queen here signals the start of a creative period for you to develop and explore projects and ideas. And I'm very much getting pregnancy and motherhood around here. New relationships can unfold, or an existing one may well become more intimate and sensual. Home, family, and community become very important. You will be inspired to create a peaceful, nourishing, and comforting environment. And she inspires you to work on your inner garden, weed out what is not supporting you, and love and nurture the things that bring you true inner happiness. She brings you comfort and healing. She encourages you to spend time in nature by reconnecting with its energy and cycles. Quiet your mind. Realize the vast opportunities that are available to you. She brings you the awareness of just how magical life can be when you are in sync with the Earth's energies. Now, seeing that we are on Pentacles, let's have a look at the 9 here. This is a particularly good card for you. This is lovely. This looks Cambodian. Let's have a look. What would we say this is? Now, let's have a look at the picture here, the painting, and, well, here there is a young woman relaxing on the low walls of her garden. Now, behind her is her elegant and rich home, signifying the comfort and wealth in which she lives. Another indicator of her high status, I think, is her clothing. Have a look at that. Silk was imported from Thailand and South Vietnam back in those times, and patterned cloth was not affordable to those of lower rank. Now, you would have heard of the Khmer Empire, perhaps. That was the empire of Cambodia. Now, in that empire, interestingly, it was the women who took charge of trade. And for this reason, I recall a story once when a Chinese guy arrived in the country. He lost no time in getting himself a mate, for he found that her commercial instincts would be a great asset. I think this reminds us of the independent nature of this 9 of Pentacles here, that doesn't need to rely on others for comfort or security. Now, the great wealth of the woman is shown by the pentacles scattered about her, as well as the creatures that keep her company. The ivory from elephant tusks, the feathers of kingfishers. Well, they were both highly sought after products from the Khmer Empire. Kingfisher feathers, I think, were supposedly such an important product for the economy back then. I recall reading that there is a legend that the capital of the Khmer Empire fell into decline when kingfisher feathers became unavailable. Yeah, I don't know whether it's true or not, it's just something I read. But it reminds us that this represents that the ways in which others rely on us for comfort, wealth and stability also. Now here, you have your territory that you have built and sustained independently. You are able to grant benefits to others from here, like the independent businessman who is able to provide wealth to others and help to other people. Now, I think what this does is it signifies a breakthrough and change in your consciousness. You are moving away from fear-based behavior, understanding how to acknowledge your true wealth, that is inner wealth, with a full heart and a full life, importantly. Now, the three trinities of love, nature, will, humans, wisdom, and the higher self, they've unified now, and they work through the energy of your heart. This 9 is going to bring you success, promotion of some sort, and gain in all areas of your life, and good fortune. A goal has been accomplished. You are recognizing and experiencing your inherent abilities, allowing yourself to view a new horizon of possibilities. Now, with this 9 of Pentacles, a sense of peace and accomplishment, they shine around you. The material gain you've earned came through dedication, commitment, self-discipline, sacrifice, and trust. The road was not always easy, but you worked hard and diligently, setting goals and keeping them in perspective, bringing the spirit, heart, and soul into alignment, and trusting yourself and your abilities. Your inner and outer gardens now blossom into abundance and fulfillment. Do you know, now you realize your life purpose. You act from a place of grace and gratitude with the awareness of your personal value. Secure and confident, you no longer need the approval of others to make you feel worthy. You are now making choices with integrity, true to your heart and soul. The beautiful sanctuary you created is abundant with things that you love and appreciate. You have grounded and seeded your heart energy, unfolding it into a special garden that only you could create. The wealth of your soul has and is manifested in your daily life. Now, because this has come in here, you understand the abundance that comes when your heart, will, and spirit work with earth energy all in alignment. Your heart is full. Your life is full. You are at peace with yourself and all around you. Now that takes us finally, I think, doesn't it? Isn't it finally? There was this card here, who is... Let's have a look. And this is Odin, the Norse god of language and knowledge. He was also a god of warfare. Now, he is spoken at great length in the sagas of the Vikings and given an elevated position among the gods. Those sagas tell us that he had a hand in organizing the universe and giving humans life. Now, the basic stuff of life already existed, but Odin shaped it and fixed it into place, giving order to chaos. The first man and woman, Ask and Embla, had no fate, no breath, no vital spark or spirit. Odin gave them breath. And that's interesting, isn't it? Because in the second chapter you'll recall the second chapter of the book of Genesis, God breathed life into Adam in that story. Now, I think it's interesting that Odin gave order to the universe, although he didn't create it. So the King of Swords is not creative, but he is an organizational force that creates the order necessary for things to work correctly. And I think the breath that Odin gave to the first humans is symbolic of language, intelligence, the ability to give form to thoughts and to put thoughts into action. So quite clearly you will be giving plenty of making things happen, making things look, this fine mind of yours where you have so many ideas running in parallel, you are going to put them into action, because when this king has entered, he indicates a time of moving in new directions with purpose and clarity. And he signals a time to trust your inspirations, putting new inspired ideas into action. He brings opportunity to expand and open your mind, viewing life's situations with broader perspective. Now, truth and clear communication will become a must in your life. Now, this King of Swords encourages you to follow your path of truth. He asks you, are you living your life true to your soul self? Your soul self will connect you to the divine, bringing peace and clarity. And when you channel divine truth and wisdom, heightened mental clarity is available and spiritual breakthroughs occur, and you'll also have that aha moment intellectually. The truth, as they say, will set you free. Now, there could be legal situations around or major decisions needed which require you to think about how money is being spent. Be informed, exercise your intellect, and trust your intuition before you come to a conclusion or judgment. Now, the king here can represent someone counseling you or advising you to do with documents. He can indicate an interest in the legal world, or maybe even in psychology. Needed information to help solve a problem, I think, is coming to you, bringing mental peace and healing. And you may well, I think, become a leader of a new concept or program. The king brings a powerful intellectual time where truth brings vision and success. Well, what a particularly fascinating spread of cards for you. Good job, you.
Well, I think, I really enjoyed doing that reading for you. Honestly, I did. I thought the artwork was pretty interesting, didn't you? I thought so. This deck, for some reason, really seems to speak to me. And I hope that you enjoyed the reading as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. You're a very special person, and I love doing readings for you. Now, there's one thing I want you to remember until I see you next time, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. So until then, it's bye for now.